Hi everyone. We're continuing along with our North America map, and this is the third video of the series so far. So we did a little bit of work yesterday in the last video, and let's take a look at what we did. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so we worked on Central America, and we did about 7 different countries, the 7 countries that make up Central America. And now we're going to take a quick second to add one little feature to the country of Panama, which is kind of a really unique thing. This is a waterway that people have built to allow ships to pass through the Caribbean Sea, and instead of going all the way around South America, the ships can pass right through that canal and go right into the Pacific. Okay, now we're going to add a little color to these countries. So why don't we start in Panama and work our way in a northwest direction. And in fact, I'm going to put that on the compass rose. Northwest. Okay, so we'll start with Panama and add a little color to that country. You can start with any color you'd like, okay? Just don't use blue. We're using blue for the water. Now, it wasn't a problem with the lettering because Panama is labeled just below. So we didn't have to worry about covering up any letters. When we get to some of these other countries, we'll talk about how we're going to avoid that. Okay, same thing with Costa Rica. We can color that country in. Now make sure you pick a different color. You don't want these countries blending together. Always try to use different colors on countries that are next to each other. Okay, so there's Costa Rica. Nicaragua, I think I'll use a green for Nicaragua. Now, here's where we have some lettering. I'm just going to kind of try to go around the letters as best I can while I color in the rest of the country. And later on, I might also go over those letters with a little bit darker, maybe a pen, and make those stand out a little bit. I'll show you that in a future video, how we can darken in the letters. But for now, I definitely want to go right around those letters so that I don't obscure them. All right. Same thing with Honduras. I can use yellow again because it's not touching upon Panama. See, Honduras has a little bit of coastline along the Pacific Ocean as well as the Atlantic or the Caribbean. So it has a couple of coastlines. Yeah, same with these other countries too. Belize only touches along the Atlantic side. And maybe I'll use a red for Belize. Two more countries. El Salvador. You can use an orange for that one. Feel free to stop the video at any point where you have to catch up. You don't have to keep up with me. You can just stop the video, take a break, go get something to eat. Remember, you're doing a lot of times you may be doing this at home where you might be able to do that. Take a little break and come back to it. If you're working in school as a class, I'm sure the teacher will be taking little breaks along the way too. Okay, we've got that one last country in Central America, Guatemala. Map's starting to look pretty good. We can add a little bit more blue to the water now and then. Just give it a little bit extra blue once in a while. Sometimes the more coats of blue that you put on there, it really looks good. All right, now we're going to jump to the big country to the north of Central America, and that would be Mexico. So grab your regular pencil, and you can see now we're getting into a much bigger country, and we can probably fit that word Mexico right across, nice and straight across right here with capital letters. Once again, we've got Mexico borders. Mexico has two coastlines as well. We've got the western coastline and the eastern coastline with the Atlantic on the east and Pacific on the west. All right, that fit pretty good. And now, in addition to just labeling Mexico, seeing it's such a big country, I believe there's about 32 states within Mexico, but I did not draw those on the map. I thought maybe for Mexico we could do something a little different and put some mountains. There's quite a few mountains in Mexico, and I thought that would be a nice addition to that country. And they run in three different distinct areas. They run along the western part of the country, a little bit about the eastern part of the country, and along the southern as well. So why don't you follow along with me, and we'll put in some mountains in those three different areas. Now I don't want to go too overboard with the symbols, but you can see in the key we used a little V shape for the mountain symbols, and we can put some right along the coast, the western coast. Okay, and now we've also got some kind of along the eastern part of the country. These almost look like an extension of the Rockies, which we'll be getting into. You might have studied that with the USA map, but the Rockies run through the western United States, and that range continues into Mexico. I know they may have a different name for them in Mexico. I believe the name of the mountains in Mexico are called Sierra Madre, which translates Mother Mountains. And they use the same name for all three ranges. And I think I might write it over here to the side. It's spelled SIERRA, and then Madre, Mother. So it's Mother Mountains. Sierra Madre. And now there are we talked about the three different ranges to the west, the east, and the south. So they're called the Sierra Madre Occidental. So I think I'll make a little right here. Sierra Madre. It's going to be 3 of them. I'll put 3 different labels. Occidental, that's the, I think that translates to west. Okay, and those are the ones. We'll go a little bit longer. Okay, we got the Sierra Madre Occidental. We got the Sierra Madre Oriental, Oriental. Those are over here. I'm going to use the leader line to point to those. You can put a little arrow if you'd like there. Okay, and then you've got Sierra Madre del Sur, S-U-R, which I believe is south. Okay, and we can put like a little leader line to those. So those are the 3 names of the mountain ranges in Mexico. And let's use maybe a green would be good for those, or a light brown might be fun to use for the mountains. Let's color them in. Maybe I'll do both. Okay, I'll jump around with these light brown and green. Those are good mountain colors. Okay, we got the Sierra Madre Occidental, the Sierra Madre Oriental, and we've got the Sierra Madre del Sur. Let's see, we'll put a little bit of green in there too. Color them individually so that they do, they leave a little white space around too. That gives the map, they're not too crowded up against each other. And we're going to be coloring in Mexico a country color as well. So if you just color them individually, that would be good. I believe we've got the, if you want, you know what, we could also add the capital of Mexico too. Seeing we have room on this map. And it's right about here. It's a very high elevation. It's up in the mountains, and it's called Mexico City. That's the national capital. You can use a little star. See how they did that in the key? Maybe a, I don't know, maybe a yellow for that. You want to put a little yellow around that star. And I guess what we could do is add a little color to Mexico as well. Why don't we do that? We'll do that real quick. We'll just put a little bit of color in the various parts of Mexico. Orange is a good color for Mexico. Shouldn't blend in with the mountains too much. Okay, I'll continue to work on this too, and by the time we start our next video, you and I should both, we should both all have this country of Mexico colored in, and we can work on that a little bit before the next video. But that was quite a bit of work today, and we'll continue along on the next video. All right. Hope you are keeping up with me. If not, just go back and catch up with your previous work. All right. Thank you.